I was thinking about this the other day, how when I listen to podcasts, everybody has like a nice welcoming, like, hi, everybody, welcome back to the show. We're just chaos of like laughing. We pause.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to my channel.
Welcome back to my channel. Thank you. Like, click, share, subscribe. Today we're going to talk about, no, I'm just kidding. As I'm like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Real quick, simple, cute. The world is going through it right now. And I'm going to just state this. I have no idea what's going on.
And I have no shame about that, to be honest.
No, I know it's really bad. And I know it's really heavy. And I know there's lots of violence and innocence on both sides, in the sense of innocent people dying in the crossfire.
Oh, I know it's a lot of women and children. I know that much because I've
literally
seen bits
and figuratively. Yeah. How I approach things like this in the world, whether it is a natural disaster of like tsunamis or earthquakes or landslides or wildfires, or wars, like when the Ukraine war is still obviously going on, but when it first started, like there is only so much that I can give. When I look at these things and I understand it is not on my front line, and I have the luxury, the privilege of being able to choose whether or not I am a part of it.
Correct.
I take that into consideration and also understand that I still have to go to work. I still have to show up for my kid. We still have to get homework done. We still have, I still have to take her to practice. I still have to do the things that I have signed up for in my life. And I cannot do those things when I get caught up with the focus of that there are so many horrific things going on in this world. Like even just on a day-to-day basis of what we hear of like people being sexually assaulted, people being physically assaulted, verbal abuse, ongoing, neglect, like people not having enough money to meet their basic needs, people then thinking that suicidality is the only option in these moments because they don't have enough money for rent, they don't have enough money to eat, they don't have any resources, they have no family support, and then to be honest, there's no support in the sense of like support groups or like there just isn't enough resources. So that's on a daily basis that I'm confronted with my job, that I don't have the emotional capacity and or space to then open it up to the horrific things that go on in this world. And I am totally okay if people are upset by that. I am totally understanding if people can view that and are as like, you're part of the problem, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I don't mean blah, blah, blah dismissively. That's just not a healthy way to put it, but et cetera. Right. I understand that. Where I am in my life right now, I'm giving literally all I've got. It is my busy season as a therapist. I would say a good 1/3 of my clients are in crisis right now. And I'm not talking about, I've got midterms due, I've got an extra project due. I'm talking life altering shit that is rapidly evolving. So I have to show up for them, and then I have to show up in my own life. So I don't have space left. And that's just where I'm at.
Well, and I think it's unfair. Like you say, you're okay with people's perception of you're part of the problem. Like I'm not okay with that, because I feel like that's really unfair, because what you're describing and what we go through on the day-to-day basis is in our face. It is within our control, so to speak, to be there and show up for those people. Whereas something that is happening across the ocean, I have zero ability to do anything about that. I'm not going to subject myself to constant trauma if I don't have to. I would rather be oblivious than be inundated with more stuff that is overwhelming and sad and heartbreaking, because I signed up for that in my career, and I do that on the day-to-day in and out. So for somebody to judge me and be like, well, you're a therapist, you should care, you should be commenting on this. According to who? I choose what I expose myself to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I choose my job, right? I'm also a mom, and that is a whole, like you said, a whole thing in and of itself of what I have to show up for daily and what I have to process with my son and all kinds of things. At the end of the day, though, if this stuff is distressing to our clients, we're absolutely going to discuss it with you, but we're going to talk about ways that you can manage it that are within your control.
Yes. And I view it in the sense of, I'm okay with other people's judgments or perceptions because I can't control them.
Sure.
That doesn't mean that I'm picking that judgment or perception up and then, trying to do something about it. It just means that I understand that this might anger people, and that's okay. We are allowed to have different opinions about the situation. You can want me to do something and I can want to protect my peace, and both can be valid and okay. Because I can't control how you think about how I choose to show up or what I'm doing or what I've got going on. I can only give so much. And I have learned the hard way over, the past 8-9 years being a therapist of what happens when I don't put boundaries in place. I don't show up effectively for my clients. I come home and project that onto my kid. That's not fucking fair.
Yep.
She didn't sign up for me being a therapist.
Correct.
That was my choice. So I have to monitor that shit and watch my facial expressions and the way that I show up for her and the space that I have left to give for her, because that's not fair to her.
That's one of the hardest parts for me.
It is. She wants me to this fucking week, man. When I tell you we did an hour of homework every fucking night, and she's not getting home at 3:40, right? Like when her school ends, she's got on 2 days play practice. And then on the other 2 days, junior swing choir and then soccer. So when we're getting home, we have to manage dinner, shower. And I've switched her showering to every other day because I just cannot fucking manage her taking a shower every goddamn day. Cause we just don't have time. There's no time. And it doesn't matter what time I put her to bed. She's always tired in the morning, always, which is understandable. Even if she's getting 10 to 12 hours of sleep, she literally is she's done. She's always been a good sleeper. I'll check on her. She's fucking knocked after being in her bed for 10 minutes. So I know that she's getting the sleep. I'm a very light sleeper. I wake up when she wakes up to go to the bathroom, barely ever. So there's just only so much that I can do in managing these things. And I have to show up. She wants me there. She wants me sitting next to her for her story or whatever she's got to do or read or whatever, which is unbelievably frustrating. And then I manage that with my parents didn't sit down to make sure that I did this shit, which is why I never fucking did that shit. Never.
Meanwhile, the perfectionist was doing all the homework by herself and doing all the things.
Absolutely not. I would do some, sure, if it interested me, but math, never. I make no fucking apology. You should have got me tested. Could have had a med.
My kid's using his watch to do his math in class. I'm like, that's cheating. You need to knock it off.
Yeah. It's so hard. But anyway, so for we finally got to the part of math where it's how we learned how to do
good.
And I was like, oh, thank God, because this fucking box shit or lines.
Bitch, when you know how to do it though, it's fun. Cause Bug taught it to me last year and I was like, this makes so much sense.
No,
I love it.
That's gross to say that about math in general. That's gross.
I mean, I'm not out here doing math for fun.
Well, you said it was fun. So
it was fun to be able to help.
Do I have to monitor your house for Sudoku puzzles and shit? Fucking weirdo.
Your nephew does Sudoku. He loves it.
He would. His Scorpio ass.
I just have math worksheets plastered all over my apartment. I just feel like doing math right now, guys.
Yeah, sadistic. Ew. I'm doing a welfare check immediately. I'm calling CPS. What's going on? Both of you. I'm calling CPS and ADRC. Yeah. No. Adults. Whatever. The one where it's adult CPS to make sure that
isn't it just APS?
Not in Racine. It's not. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We're getting so fucking off tangent, off base of what we want to talk about. So we manage what we can do, right? And so I think what was asked for us to talk about this in the sense of how to manage yourself, I think that there has to be a very frank conversation coming to realization moment with yourself of what you can and cannot handle and what was within your control and what is not. You obviously are not overseas, so clearly you cannot physically do anything. However, if it feels good to support organizations that are helping those over there, whether it feels good to donate money, whether it feels good to share posts, doing what's within your control and framing that in your mind, because that is all that you're in control of.
Yep.
You're not maybe you're in control of going over there, but I don't even know how that works. So Again, if that's
Also,
something
why
you
would you
want
want
to
to put
do,
yourself in that situation? That sounds terrifying.
well, some people, run into conflict. I don't know, like, military, like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't actively sign up to be like, I might die, but
Mm-mm.
no. So I think it's important to recognize what you can and cannot do. Like I'm not capable of giving more right now. And
Nope.
that's okay. It's okay for me to recognize my limits. And I think that is something that isn't talked about enough, that honestly, I feel like that in and of itself is doing enough of recognizing what your limitations are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't watch the news. I don't listen to the
Same.
news. I don't do any of that, because here's the thing. I know on a daily basis, day in, day out, terrible shit's happening.
Awful,
And
terrible things.
if I only see that, then I don't get the chance to be able to still relish in the fact that things are going well. As hard as this fucking week was with clients, as fucking awful as it was, I had wins. I had wins with my clients. I had clients showing up and advocating for themselves. I had clients choosing themselves in the fight to get a divorce. I had somebody lean into uncertainty of getting a new job and got a new job and fucking loves it.
Nice.
And it was a pay cut too. And they're not even like, it's not even like, oh my God, like the scarcity mindset of like, what am I going to do? Like, I had somebody who went, on a trip for about like 2 months overseas and like really found themselves and came back, and it like was processing through the things that they had learned. Like there's so many things that still were a win despite all of the challenges. So if I only am giving myself or feeding myself these moments where it's just death, destruction, terror, like horrific things,
constant dumpster fire.
Yeah, then I'm going to lose my will to want to get out of bed. And I don't have the luxury of losing that.
I don't have that. Yeah.
It's not an option.
Nope.
It's not. And I'm not even going to allow myself to think that it's an option.
Correct.
So if that's what I need to do, then that's what I need to do. And I encourage you to sit down and figure out what can I give? How much do I have left before I start self-sacrificing? And I can't do that. I can't.
Well, and is this helping or hurting me to be constantly looking up news stories?
Yeah. Yes. 1000%. And it even goes to the fact of like, maybe it's just not like everyday news, but in the sense of maybe it's something that you're fearful of or that you're anxious about. Like, does it help me to look up news articles? Does it help me to read through these journals? Does it help me to like Google? Like we've both had a client where all they did was Google and then try to fight us on statistics and medical things and whatnot, but like realistically, like that, there are things out there that are really fucking terrible and that can hurt things in your life, but realistically, like you're not in control of that.
Correct.
So I think it's important to focus on what's within your control.
Yep.
Okay. We love you guys, and we hope that you take care of yourself in whatever way that is important for you and shows up for you, and understand that people are going to have judgments and opinions about it. You're not in control of that.
Yep.
They can have their judgment and opinion, and that can be valid for them. And you can do what you do for your own life, and that's valid for you. And it's okay.
Yes.
Until next time.
Bye.